When I entered that room, the things that appeared before my eyes startled me. What my brother said was completely true. I wanted to run right out of there, but what I saw as I turned my back made me scream and fall to the floor. Hi guys, I'm Dan, an office worker from America. Today, I will tell you my story. I don't know what category it should be classified into. It is a love story, but some details may make it a horror story, a fantasy, a science fiction, or even a humorous one. Try listening to my story and let me know in the comments section which categories you will put it in. It all started from Halloween last year, when I and a few colleagues decided to have a little party at the bar near the office after work. The bar was not too big, so it was easy for us to see anyone inside, coming in, or getting out. When my colleagues and I were joking and laughing loudly, all of the sounds suddenly died out when we simultaneously turned to a girl who calmly entered the bar. Walking elegantly with no rush at all, the girl for sure was fully aware of her beauty and the fact that everyone was watching her graceful gait and her body in that neon green mini tight dress. Yes, it was that neon green color that made me unable to help but watch this girl all night. Her body was so sexy, her skin was fair, and she was wearing a platinum-colored wig. Seeing me staring at that girl in a daze, my friends challenged me that if I could invite her to dance, they would pay for my drink bills. Although I didn't mind paying for the drinks myself, I still used that as an excuse to have more motivation to approach this sexy girl. Her name was Kim. She's very funny and kind. How could I know that? Well, because Kim and I have been officially dating since that night. I gathered up my courage, used up my sense of humor and my communication skills to approach Kim. It must be emphasized that my appearance is very normal, and that day I attended the Halloween party in my work clothes. In short, nothing was interesting about me to impress her. Kim was quite the opposite. From close range, she looked even more beautiful with bright blue eyes, impressive makeup, and especially a smile that weakened my knees. Right from the moment I greeted and introduced myself, Kim was very friendly. She was not waiting for anyone, just wanting to go to the bar alone to enjoy the Halloween atmosphere. We talked very happily. At the end of the party that day, Kim gave me her phone number. Of course, I took the initiative to contact her and get to know her better. Surprisingly, with such a beautiful appearance, Kim was still single. We got to know each other quickly through text messages, daily phone calls, and all the dates after that. After every date, I walked Kim to her front door, but Kim never let me inside. Everything stopped at a good night's kiss, and then I returned home. We have never had sex. My friends and brother often said that she seems to be only joking around with me, but I ignored what they say. I accepted my brother's challenge that if Kim agreed to meet my family for Christmas, he would stop making fun of me. And she did it. My whole family was strongly impressed by Kim. Everyone teased me that I won the lottery with a girlfriend like Kim, but she assured everyone that she was the luckiest girl in the world for being loved by me. Seeing everybody's envious eyes, especially from my brother, I felt really satisfied. That dinner was cozy and happy. It was time to clean up. Since Kim was a guest, my mother would not let her do any cleaning. Wanting to impress my lover, I volunteered to help my mother wash the dishes. In the living room at that time, there was only my brother and Kim. I was helping my mother in the kitchen when suddenly my brother ran in and pulled me to the backyard for some urgent news. The conversation between us went as follows. My brother: "She is not the one." Me: "What?" Listen. I saw something that I have to tell you because you have to know because I saw it." What are you talking about? What did you say? Kim ate a fly. What? A fly? What do you mean by that? The fly that was flying around. Kim killed it. It fell right on the table, and she put it in the napkin, and then she ate it. What the hell is wrong with you? Can you stop being ridiculous and jealous of my happiness, please? No, you have to trust me. I'm telling you the truth. I saw it with my own eyes. That woman ate a fly. Oh, shut up. You must have seen something else. Maybe it was a crouton or something that she ate, and you are making up this whole story. Yeah, it could be, if that crouton could fly. My brother yelled at my face, not giving up warning me. But who would believe that crazy thing? I got back inside, finished cleaning up with my mother, and brought Kim home before it was too dark. My brother still didn't give up his joke when we walked out the door and said goodbye. He opened his eyes wide to send me the signal and made the frog's tongue sound effect to make things even weirder. I immediately pulled Kim's hand to the car to keep her away from my envious brother. On the way home, Kim suddenly became more shy than usual, causing me to worry, and I asked if she had problems with my family. To my surprise, Kim said she enjoyed my cozy little family and thanked me for taking her to see them. That decision of mine had proven to her that I was serious with her, and she was ready to let me into her house that night. Needless to say, I was so happy. I just wanted to drive as fast as I could to get there faster. The closer we got to Kim's house, the more excited she seemed. She seemed to be looking forward to the first night with me just as much as myself. She kept saying over and over again that I was one of the very few people she invited inside her house. Hearing that, I was a bit offended, but immediately reminded myself that, look at her, she was so beautiful and sexy. How could I be the first? But I was still luckier than many guys who couldn't go this far. Upon arriving, Kim and I walked up to her doorstep as usual. Kim suddenly turned around after unlocking the door, making me scared that she had changed her mind and told me to go home as usual. But no, Kim just shyly said she would need some time to prepare for that special evening. I understood, so I immediately agreed to wait for her. The first impression when I went inside was that it had a distinct smell of cleanliness, almost like a lab. She kissed me lightly on the cheek and ran into the bathroom to get ready. I sat alone in the living room for a while and got bored, so I started walking around the house to explore. I didn't want to invade her privacy by rummaging through the rooms the first time I was invited, so I just walked down the hallway. At the end of the hallway, there was a room with no door, but only a few plastic sheets hanging loosely from top to bottom of the entrance. The dim light in different colors emanating from inside made me curious. I told myself that if it was a private room, Kim wouldn't have designed it like that, so I boldly went ahead. When I entered that room, the thing that appeared in front of me startled me. There were a lot of glass tanks around the room with no water inside, but plants and some kind of creature. Curious, I approached and was taken aback when finding that inside all the tanks were colorful frogs with their long tongues sticking out to catch flies. This must be the reason she didn't want me in her house for the past few months. I wanted to run out of that place to ask Kim for clarity, but as I turned around, what I saw made me scream and fall to the floor. Through the plastic curtain, I saw Kim, but no longer in human form. Instead, she looked almost like a giant frog wearing a neon green suit. Her eyes were abnormally large. She had a wide mouth full of roast, and she was coming towards me. While screaming, I crawled backward to run away from her. Strangely, when Kim opened the plastic curtain and stepped inside, she looked normal again. But before my panic, Kim just smiled calmly, still with wide eyes, and said to me, "Dan, there's nothing to be afraid of. We all come from frogs." You might laugh at me for cowardice, but the truth is, I immediately ran away from Kim's house without looking back. Everything happened 2 days ago, but I still do not reply to her messages. Is she a normal person or someone with psychological problems? Is she a real fly-eating giant frog or just a person with an obsession with frogs? I don't know how to deal with this. Please help me.